Hello? Guys, it's good audio again. Well, I don't know if it's good. I mean, it should be good. Holy shit, welcome to Kletus Roadside Service. We're back in action with a brand new Blue Parrot headset, which has actually been updated because my other one was a 1.06 and this one's a 1.08. I don't know what the fuck that means, but we're rolling. I got me a new headset. The lady at my office was so nice. I said, what do I got to do? Because I need another headset, and I can't. I looked at all the trucks. I was like, I can't find it. Did anybody turn one in? I was like, it was before I went on vacation. I'm guessing because I don't have it anymore, even though I did lose it a little bit before that. But it was before vacation. Um, she's like, don't worry about it, and she just gave me a new one. I was like, you can't be fucking shitting me right now. Are you serious? She's like, yes. I said, oh, fuck. So excited. It is very hot today already. Yes, well, I guess, I don't know. It's the same as yesterday, kind of, because yesterday was 81 at this point in time. Now it's 83. I don't know. I don't know what that means. This is now a stop sign. I don't like this at all. The street light's out over here by my work, so I don't know what the fuck to do. There's a stop sign for my road, but not for like the main road here. So I don't know what people will be doing. Anyways, I left out a big part of the story yesterday. At least I think I did. Me and my wife, we were on the third port, fourth, second, I don't know. We were on a port for the vacation. We were leaving the glacier place, which was Skagway or Juneau, maybe. Forget. And we're walking away. We're getting back on the boat. We just took a bunch of pictures. We just had a great time. Just ate some food, really expensive food. And then we're walking on the pier down to the boat. And we're turning the last corner before you got to show your ID and get on the boat. And I hear boom, 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 bump, bump. Yeah, probably not the last thing, but I did hear a boom, 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 bum, bum. And I turned around, and it's my wife's phone. She drops it all the fucking time, all the time. And she reaches down and picks it up, and she just looks annoyed, and I'm like, well, whatever. And we're walking in, and I'm trying to look for I'm trying to organize all of the coming over, stupid fucking hoe. The fuck? You think my blinker just means, yeah, maybe. If you allow me to come over, I'll come over. You stupid fucking hoe. No, my blinker means I'm coming the fuck over. Stupid ass bitch. Pisses me off. Put your blinker. I mean, it should piss them off more because they got to slam on their brakes when I cut them the fuck off. But I have plenty of room. I turn on my blinker and I start to merge, and then you could see the front end of their fucking little Nissan just like lift up a little bit, and they are like, "Oh, that guy wants over. I better get ahead of him." No, no, get your ass back. This is day 3 of my ear is not right. That's okay. I talked to a guy at work. He said, "Oh yeah, I get that every time I fly. It takes me like 2 weeks to get my hearing back." He said, I go to the doctor every time, and he just says, "Give it some time." So I'm like, all right, well, I'll just give it. I mean, if it's not, it doesn't hurt. I can still hear. My equilibrium isn't all that fucked up that I could tell. Seems normal. Uh, I mean, I ride a motorcycle into work, so I mean, I gotta have pretty good equilibrium balance to ride that motherfucker, right? Kind of, at least some. So I'm just gonna wait it out. The guy said he's like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna blow your nose like a billion times, and then eventually it's just gonna drain. Whatever's in your ear will just drain out, and you'll be fine." I said, "All right. Can I fucking help you? Is there a reason you want to just look at the side of my truck? You want to just hang out right next to me? Fucking 400 bin, you motherfucker." That's what their license plate says. I don't know what that. Don't know if that's custom or not. Anyways, woke up today. I got to go out to Hannibal, Missouri. So I got to go from Kansas City, Kansas, all the way within a mile outside of Missouri on the opposite side. So should be a good day. Problem is the guy doesn't. So the guy that used to run this job wouldn't. He's like, yeah, don't even show up until 8 because it's going to take us a while to get the paperwork and everything and blah blah blah. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? Can you do it earlier? Like, we don't do this all that often. Could you just do it earlier, like every now and again? He said no. This new guy, he said, don't show up till 7:30. So hey, we're a half hour ahead. Uh, but when I woke up this morning and I was getting ready, I Google up the weather for, but I got to look up the weather for like two different regions because I got to look up. Well, I just got to look up two different regions because they got a 30-minute drive, and sometimes it'll be raining at work and it won't be raining at home, or it'll be raining at home and it won't be raining at work, and then I'll ride into the rain, and I don't want to do that. So today I looked it up, and yeah, I don't know. It's like a 30% chance out of all the regions. There's multiple chances, but of all those chances, it's only a 30% chance that we're going to get a lightning, thunder, windstorm. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to risk it. I rode the bike in today. It's a really nice morning. And yeah, I mean, whatever, dude. What if do have to ride it in the rain? Who gives a shit? I'll take side roads, and I'll get soaking wet. I mean, I feel soaking wet already right now. I'm sitting in my own sweat right now. But I think we'll be all right. I think we're gonna be just fine. Uh, Yesterday went well. No complaints other than my phone charger. When I was packing up my bag of all my shit yesterday morning, I grabbed my little thing that plugs into the truck, but I didn't grab any cords. Luckily, I had a cord, and I plugged it in, and for some reason that cord's bad or something, because it said slow charging on my phone. It said 8 hours until full. I'm like, that's not good. I don't want that. I want it to charge my shit up because I had my earbuds and my phone, and they were both like at like 40%, and I was like, oh shit, I don't have any fucking cords. I was gonna go in and grab one, like buy one, but I already had to buy like allergy medicine, and I did end up sneaking in some fucking breakfast pizza yesterday. So I was like, I don't want to throw in another cord. And these fucking places, they want so much money for cords. I don't know what the fuck is so special. I guess some of them are fast charging lightning cords or some shit. I don't know. Thought that was more of a iPhone type thing, but I don't know. These cords, apparently they do vary. Even though this orange one that I have, that was slow charging, like that's a charger that I used to rely on. And I'm like, why is it slow charging? So I don't know if the cord is fucked up or what's going on, but I got cords now. I got all the cords I could ever want. I got all the ones that charge my phone like from 20% to full in like 15 minutes. I got all those cords and shit. So we should be a lot better today. And plus, this headset that I just got 90% battery. Wonderful. Won't have to charge this motherfucker for 2 weeks. I just hope I can keep a hold of it. I feel like I've been losing shit lately. Damn. Come on, Passat. I'd get in front of you, but you ain't giving me enough room, so I'm getting behind you, and you're just slow as fuck, okay? Uh, yeah, rode the bike today. I did spray. So there's been a little squeaking sound going on with my bike, and I think it's the lower chain roller. I think it's shot. Don't really care about that right now, but it does squeak. So I doused it in some PB blaster before I took off from the house today, and I did spray up the chain a little bit too. But I didn't notice it at all. So that's good. I got, I think I got a little bit of money coming up here soon, a bonus. I'm gonna order up a bunch of oil filters. Those I'm gonna get like a 6 pack of oil filters for like $15 for the bike. Because you're supposed to change the oil a little bit more often than like a car, and it's not like a 3,000-mile oil change. It's like 10 hours. I don't know what the fuck it is. You can change your oil as much as you want. Hey, you ain't gonna hurt it, but you should change it at least sometimes, right? So, and I haven't touched the oil, the bike, or anything like that at all. But I am. Well, I'm gonna do an oil change here real soon, and I think this winter, because my permit expires in October. Now I might just go renew it, and then get another 6 months out of it, and then I got to get my license next year whenever I start riding it again. Or I could just go get my license in October, but I need I want to take the bike apart this winter. I want to take a lot of it apart. Want to strip it down and clean up everywhere and replace all the shit that needs to be replaced on. Also do like kind of take apart the engine a little bit, at least take the top end off. And depending on my oil changes, if the oil changes are not looking great, then I'll take the bottom end apart. But I think it'll be all right. But anyways, I got a little bit of money coming in, I think, so that would be good to do an oil change and like a little service on the bike. I'm not gonna worry about like the front shocks, the 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 forks yet, but I do want. I watched a guy. He had a newer bike, and he was taking apart his forks, and he got water in his front fork seals or whatever, and it was all milky. It was like, oh, I don't want that. But yeah, I want to do a little bit of maintenance on this DR. Man, I'm just so happy. I get the. I'm blessed enough to be riding that thing and look over at the concrete barriers and see my fat ass reflection. Not reflection, but my shadow. Got a big ass shadow. And I look over and it's just like a fat guy on a DR shadow. And I'm like, how am I so lucky to get to see that? You know? How am I so lucky to ride this DR? Out front, what the fuck you doing, dude? It's a company called Out Front, and he's in front of me, swerving and going slow as fuck. Don't like that. Don't like that at all. He's on his phone, poor guy. He's probably got something going on. Maybe shingles are leaking or something. I don't know. It hasn't rained in a couple of days. So maybe that's not it. Listened to a lot of podcasts yesterday. That was nice. It was really nice to be on the road and just listening to podcasts. I got some more to listen to today. Looking forward to that. Damn, Toyota, you're slow as fuck. Everybody's fucking with me today, I think. But anyways, yeah, I'm just gonna go over here, pick up this box, and drive it to the other side of Missouri, drop it, grab a new one or a different box that's empty, and then bring it back and park it there, and then go the fuck home in the rain. But I'm sure I'll talk to you before then. So just give me like 2 seconds, and I'll be right back. And we're back, just like I told you. Couple of seconds. We just got dropped off and picked up over here in Hannibal, Missouri, and I've talked a lot about this Hannibal run. I've done it quite a bit. It's a good time. But they still don't understand what I'm doing here. They never do. And it's really funny. I try to tell newer drivers or people that haven't done it, I was like, no matter what the fuck they say, just drop the box you got in an open spot in the awning and grab the empty and get the fuck out. Like, you don't have to talk to anybody. You don't got to wait on nobody. They say pull up to the sample rack. Don't do it. Just drop it and go. You ain't got time to wait on fucking Jim Bob to get done eating his chili dog. Because usually I show up around here right at noon. And I thought I was going to be here at like 11:18, but I had to make quite a few stops. I stopped once in, I think, Cameron. Ran into the Loves real quick. I was going to grab a new strap because one of my straps has got a little bit of fray to it. And I thought that most truck stops would sell container straps. So they're, instead of like a real narrow hook that would go on like the rail along your side of your trailer or something, it's kind of like a hook. Well, it's like a flat hook or whatever. But for these containers, it's basically a square piece of tubing with like 72.5% of it cut off of there, whatever. Anyways, it's just a wide hook for these containers, and I thought they sold them. I swear I seen them at truck stops before, and I stopped at a Lowe's, and there was an empty hole. I didn't see any description, but there was an empty hole next to where the straps go, and I was like, well, I think one of these fucking Republic or Waste Management guys got in here and snagged them all or something. So I just kind of kept on going. I'm like, all right, as long as I don't get stopped by the DOT, I think I'll be all right. Because you never know if you're going to get stopped or not. And if they stop you, they're going to want to look at your straps. Um, but no, everything, they didn't have it. They didn't have it, so I left. And then there was another truck stop I could have gone to, but I said, you know what? Fuck it. I just want to get out on the road. Got out on the road, made it about 10:30, and my fucking mouth is just, I don't know. I bit my tongue at sometime, and I got like a little pain in my tongue. My chew was losing all of its flavor, and I was feeling a little tired. So I stopped off and I got me a coffee, grabbed me a burger and a chicken wrap, and went out and ate it. They also, oh sorry, I looked at that, Loves, and they didn't have any empty spots, but they definitely didn't have the straps I needed. So I said, you know what, it'll be fine. It'll be fine, and it was fine. Uh, Still is fine. And I headed out on the road. After eating that burger, I took some more sinus medication. I had already took some 24-hour shit this morning. But I was still like, my head was still pounding, my ear was hurting. I was listening to podcasts on this headset, and it's a Blue Parrot headset. I don't know. You guys probably could figure out what it is, but it's just like one side of some canned uh, ear music fucking player. I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to say. It's only got one ear hole, and then it's got the little mouthpiece comes up like a fighter pilot or like a truck driver, because that's what I am. And I tried using it on my other ear that's good, but I felt fucking weird, having my headset on backwards. And it'll go both ways, but I just felt weird. So I put it on the other side, and I don't know. I don't know what happened. But all of a sudden, when I went it after I ate that, I was driving around. I took the thing off my head, and I was like, "Whoa, I can hear!" And I started feeling way better. I feel, I don't know. I just got out of the truck and I got back in, and I feel good. I feel like decent right now, and I haven't felt decent since we got back from the cruise. I felt decent on the plane. And then my ear didn't work when I got off the plane, and then I just started feeling bad afterwards. But hey, Thursday at 11, I started feeling pretty damn good compared to what I had felt like. So we're doing good. Yeah, like I just kind of explained about the job. I got there, and the lady, they got some good looking ladies in there. I'll tell you that right now. But she was like, "Yeah, I'll go ahead and call the sample station and you go ahead and park under the sample station." I said, "Okay," and I walked out. No, didn't even. No, I ain't fucking with none of that. I bet you those guys are maybe. Well, it's 12:30 now, and that was at like noon. So I'm thinking 6 minutes ago they finally got up from their fucking folding table in their break room. I think 6 minutes ago they got up and they're walking out there like, "What? I don't see anybody at the sample station." But they ain't got my number, so fuck them. I'm gone. And by the time I show up next time, they ain't gonna know what the fuck to do either. I'm just gonna keep being a bandit, getting in and out of that motherfucker as quickly as possible. But yeah, I just dropped the old container as close to the new container, the empty container, as I can, and it's worked out for me pretty good. Saw a guy there with a double rail. He didn't know what the fuck he was doing. Poor guy. I wish I could have stopped and helped him, but I really didn't want to. After that long job where I complained every fucking day, like real complaints, I don't want to help anybody anymore. Not right now. I'll get back to it, but man, I don't want to give anybody any of my food or any of my help. I don't want to do that right now. I mean, in a work sense, and it's different walking around and being a civilian. But as a trucker, I'm just like, right now, I ain't got time or the mental capacity to help anybody out with their problems. I figured it out eventually. You'll figure it out eventually. I didn't even stick around to watch them struggle with it. And that that I wanted to, but I wanted to get the fuck out of there before Jim Bob showed up with fucking chili all over his belly. He's like, "Well, how the fuck am I supposed to sample that?" I'm like, "Climb your big fucking ass up on the container, you motherfucker, and do it. You got 1 month to test and dump that shit, okay? You ain't got to do it while I'm here, okay? I'm here for 30 minutes. You got 30 days, okay? I'm out of here, Jim Bob. It's install 6. Figure it out. Yeah. And I don't know. I'm starting to feel a little bit better. I still have a little bit of voice shit going on, I think. But I'm just happy as I could be right now. I'm headed home. It's been a nice hot day. Where I just was, it said it was 108 in the truck. Now it says 93. So I'm thinking when I was sitting still, it might have been real hot, but I'm driving in the shade right now, so maybe it's a little different over here. Which, riding a motorcycle, you really get the feel. Uh, you get the feel riding a motorcycle. When I'm riding my motorcycle, when you're in the shade, it's like a little treat from Jesus. Okay, you're like, wow, it's so nice to not be in the baking sun right now. And then you get back in the sun, you're like, the devil's here. It's hot as fuck. You start fogging up your damn windscreen on your bike. You gotta crack it open just a little bit. But then you're opening up the floodgates for fucking gnats and bugs and grass clippings to fly up into your eye while you're riding. I did have that happen. I've had several bugs. I haven't really had any bugs like hit my windscreen or my shield on my helmet. But I have had several come inside my helmet. One of them came up the neck hole, and I could feel it crawling in my beard. And I was like, "Get the fuck out of here!" And I got my gloves on, so I can't really feel anything. I think I might have just smashed it in there, but and then forgot about it later. I just now remembered that I had a bug crawl up in my beard one day. That was not good. But yeah, I've had that windscreen open a little bit, and just to get a little bit more fresh air in there, and then somebody's mowing grass, and you're like, oh shit, but you don't shut it in time, and then all that, like, not all of it, but a little tiny little piece of grass flies up and gets stuck in the corner of your eye, and then you got you got a helmet, gloves, and sunglasses on, and you're trying to you don't know what the fuck to do. You're like, I gotta pull over to pick this thing out of my eyeball. But yeah, so I'm as happy as I could be right now. I got done success, okay, with this job. Now this is another job that I had a lot of complaints with the last 2 times that I did it, or maybe 3 times ago. I don't know. I had a truck break down on me 2 times in a row on this job. Same truck. I told them, don't send me in that truck. And they sent me in the truck, and they said it's fixed. And then it broke down again. I spent $5,000 of company money getting that motherfucker towed twice from the same exact fucking spot. I'm like, I don't know, man. It runs for 3 hours and it dies. Don't know what to tell you about that. I don't know how you're going to diagnose it. I'm just telling you, I'm driving, and then it turns off, and it don't go no more. Okay? But I'm in a newer truck right now. It's all right. I like it. A lot of other people complain about it. It sounds like a piece of shit when you first fire it up. Once it gets up to operating temperature, it kind of calms down. But they had to replace like the head or something on this truck, and then they were like, all right, now it's fixed. It still does it. Don't know. I'm not a diesel mechanic. I'm not even a real mechanic, but I do have a roadside service podcast. Okay, so I kind of know. Nah, I don't know. But the pistons go up to the head, and then the head, there's valves and shit. And on the diesel, there ain't no spark plug. It's just got some injectors and shit. And I don't know. It sounds like a piece of shit for a while, and then it finally starts to run decent. But hey, it's got nice cold AC. That's another thing that I had to pull over for. I totally forgot. The very first thing I left after I got my box loaded up, this was before, right after I stopped recording. Got the box picked up, got the paperwork signed, got it strapped down, hit the road, and every time I stop, because there's several stoplights I got to hit before I get to the highway, every time I stop, I see smoke fly up on my passenger window, and I'm like, what the fuck? And the exhaust comes up on the passenger side, and I'm like, what the? And then it's saying hot exhaust temperature. Says that shit all the fucking time. Just ignore it, right? But this, I felt different about it. I was like, I better pull over and check this motherfucker out. Oh, we got a trooper boy right here. Trooper. He just pulled out ahead of me, so I think I'm going to be all right. He's ahead of me. How is he going to get behind me if he's way up there? And I set my cruise to 65. Anyways, yeah, I pulled over and opened up the hood and revved the fuck out of it and went back and looked and seen what's leaking. I checked all the fluids and everything this morning. Everything else looks all right. I mean, somebody ran over some shit in this truck. They've been running it at some plant that's got a bunch of bullshit on the ground, and the whole diesel exhaust filter system thing over there, it's all fucking covered in this shit. So I thought that was smoking, but no leaks other than the condenser for the air conditioning. And I think when I'm driving, it's spitting out that little bit of liquid and it's blowing it onto the exhaust. And when I stop, that's the steam, the vapor. Because I didn't smell anything burning either. But I was like, man, that's a lot of smoke. Every time I stop, there's a bunch of smoke. What the hell could that be? And I'm guessing that's what it is. I called the mechanic. I said, hey, man, I see a bunch of smoke. I'm going to tell you what I think it is. Just documenting it, letting you know. There could be a problem in the future. He said, just keep driving it. I said, all right, I will. Oh, trooper's headed the other way now. He must have found himself a speeder. No, he didn't find a speeder. He's just, maybe he did. I don't know. There he goes. He's hauling ass the other way. Yeah. So, but yeah, no issues. I haven't even seen the smoke after that. It's just kind of like early morning shit going on. But the AC is nice and cold in here. I've been having allergy shit going on top of my ear and my like sinuses and everything. My eyeballs have been watering like crazy, and I want to blow the air on my eyeballs, but then it's making my eyeballs water a little bit more. And now that I'm talking about my eyeballs watering, they're watering again. I had it fixed. I fixed my eyes, and now they're back to being just wet. There's wet eyeballs. I don't know what's going on with me. I think being outside in the fresh air helped out. I don't know why. Maybe if I turn off recirculate, maybe that'll help. I don't want to do that. It'd get hot as fuck in here. But yeah, I mean this is oh shit, almost swallowed some chew the wrong way. This is my luxury vehicle right here. This is the nicest thing that I'm going to drive. It's got air conditioning, radio, digital speedometer. It's got an armrest, a seat that I can tilt back. It's luxury right here. I don't have AC in anything else I own other than my wife's car. It's got AC. But yeah, I don't know. I'm over here just enjoying the AC. But I know as soon as I get back to the shop, I'm gonna get on that bike. I'm gonna head out, and that's gonna be a good time. First, I got to get back to this plant over here and drop off this dumpster that's empty in the same spot I picked up the full one. Shouldn't take but 20 minutes in and out. Hit the road, head home, head to the shop, drop this fucking truck off. I already stopped and got fuel too because this is a long run. Not a long run, but it's a run. You gotta get fuel or you'll run out before you get back to the shop. I already got fuel. So I'll get back to the shop with like a quarter tank, which will be nice, and then I'll fill it up again. at the shop and park the truck and hop on the bike and get the fuck out of there. Yesterday was so nice. It was just a nice leisurely drive home, or ride home, I should say. Took a couple of side roads. I put $10.50 worth of fuel in my tank, and that's right on par with 2 rides to work. One ride to work costs $5. Takes $5, and there's got to be something wrong with my carburetor. I'm running rich, or I don't know. It seems like it runs good, but I think it should get better than 30 miles a gallon. I think I should be getting like 50. Uh, not real sure. What are we doing? I got a van. They put their flashers on and they're slowing down in front of me. Take the fucking shoulder. You're impeding traffic. What are you doing? Let me get around them real quick. I gotta wait for this Tahoe that's not a cop. Why are you slowing down? Jesus, get me out of here. Everybody's just trying to box me in over here. I feel like they got some sort of scheme going on for me. Uh, yeah, $10.50. I was low on fuel. But I made it. I made it to the gas station. Rode through some nice wooded areas. Uh, and then even took a couple more little side roads, a little bit longer way home. And it was really nice. Like I said this morning, or just a little bit ago to you guys, I oiled up my chain. Hey man, that bike's fucking awesome. I can't wait to get back on it again. It's going to be a nice ride home. Well, I think so. This is where I was going. It's supposed to rain. Now, I haven't checked the weather again quite yet. I'm still far away from home, and if the weather is coming in, I ain't going to see it till I get there because I'm coming from the northeast headed southwest. And that's usually where the storms come up from. They usually come up from the southwest. Uh, so let's just hope the weatherman is wrong again, and I'm gonna have a nice ride home. If I don't, it's gonna be storms when I'm supposed to be riding home, and I'm gonna do it, t-shirt and all. I'm just gonna ride. I thought I got hoodies and shit at the shop, but I was like, do I want to be a bitch? Do I want to be gay? No, not really. I'm just gonna t-shirt at home. Okay, no matter what we got going on, unless it's hail, I'll stop for hail. I'll call up the wife and say, "Come get me," and then I'll come later with the truck and pick up the bike or something. I don't know, but it's gonna be. I'm just gonna say it right now. It's gonna be fine. And tune in for the next episode, and you'll figure out if it was fine or not. If I talk about it, probably wasn't fine. Um, yeah, got me a bacon cheeseburger from Love's. Not bad, not too shabby. I was expecting a rock hard bottom bun and a soggy top bun, but they were actually all right. And then I got some sort of a turkey wrap thing. Let's just speed up a little bit. I can't tell if this is a trooper next to me or not. But he's in my blind spot just hanging out. Can you get the fuck away from me? Like, you almost had me crashing F-150 on the on-ramp. I didn't. I didn't almost crash him, but I would have got over for him if you weren't lollygagging. That's not a trooper. That's just a fucking dipshit. Is what it is. Got one of them matte gray, not matte gray, Nardo, not Nardo, just like a gray, flat gray looking Dodge Excursion or whatever the fuck it's called. Durango. Them cops out here, they like their Durangos and their Ford Explorers and their Dodge Chargers. We even got a couple in Dodge Challengers. There's one out in Kansas. I see them all the time. It's a dark blue one. They got a couple of them. There's one that's dark blue, and it's got like a gold door with the badge on the side. But you can't tell if it's a cop or not running up on, either direction on them until they get you. You can see the side of them. Kind of sneaky. I've seen them. They get a lot of people. But then they got a couple that are just unmarked. I even saw one in a Ford Fusion. Had somebody pulled over. I'm like, I don't know if I'll pull over for a Ford Fusion. You're going to have to dress yourself a little bit more than a Ford Fusion. I don't know if I'm pulling over for that. And they got some Teslas out there now. Don't know if I'm pulling over for a Tesla. I mean, unless it's marked up real good, I don't know. Might just cruise for a while. Wait for them to come over and try to block me in. Then I'll stop. And that's where you get out with the gun pointed towards you. Get on the fucking ground. Why are you running? I didn't think you're a cop, motherfucker. What the fuck you driving a Tesla for? I know there's a couple of them out there, but I mean, for $80, I could make a Tesla look like a cop car too. Yeah, I don't know. I get. Let's talk politics a little bit. Don't know what the fuck is going on. Things are good now. I don't know. It's just a weird time to be living in. Things are horrible. They're fine. They're gonna be horrible again, and then it'll be all right. Gas prices still ain't going down though, whatever that means. I looked at my stocks. They took a little bit of a dip, and now they're back up. I don't know. Instead of $23, I have 25. That's cool. My stock market portfolio, whatever the fuck it is it's doing all right. It's doing really fucking well. You know why? Because I have put zero money into my stocks, and I have $24 in there. Now, I don't know what that really says. Like, if I did every single thing I've done, but I put in $1,000, would I have 2,400? How much money would I be? 20,400, 24,000. I don't know what that would be. That'd be cool though, but I don't know what I did. I just opened up Robinhood app on my phone, and somebody sent me a link that had a free stock, and then I got my wife an account with the free stock, and then I just been just doing little. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And then now I have $24. I don't know. It's fucking whoa. All right, cool. Call me Bezos. Call me Jeff Bezos. I know what I'm doing in the stock market. I made $24 out of nothing. Okay. Now I have found a $20 bill on the ground before, but I feel like this is more impressive. I found a $20, and it was on the ground. It was in an ATM. I used to work at a gas station, and there was a big ATM thing right there. And I was just working. I was closing up for the night, and I look over, and there's a $20 bill sitting in the damn machine. I grabbed it up, and nobody ever heard about it again until now. That was pretty cool. I probably told somebody about it. You know, I don't keep secrets, but I probably told somebody about it. But I don't know. It just came up. Okay, I don't know why I'm talking about it. Yeah, the gas station was a cool place to work. I loved working at the gas station. Customer appreciation, customer recognition. I loved my customers. I had some shitty customers. I had some that one guy stole beer from me. I'm sure a bunch of kids stole candy from me. I had some fucking punks steal my truck. That was not cool. They didn't give it back. The police had to fucking get it. Those motherfuckers. I felt. You ever feel violated in your life? Tell me down in the comments when you felt violated. Because I'm telling you, I've never felt so violated in my life than having your truck stolen. I lived out of the damn thing, basically. It was a piece of shit. Nobody loved that thing but me, okay? I'm the only one that loved that fucking truck in the whole world. Nobody else gave a shit about it. That was my fucking prized possession. And somebody just walked up because I left the keys in it and the doors unlocked and it was warmed up and it was full of gas. And they took the fuck off in the damn thing. Okay? Now I kind of set it up for them if you think about it now. Okay? Well, that was a mistake. But I didn't think anybody cared about it. But, you know, if it's got wheels and it turns on, they're going to take it. Okay? Man, I was violated. I was like, what the fuck? And then my boss was like, oh, your truck got stolen? I was like, yeah, man. And I'm the only one working. They're like, can you stay working? I'm like you sounds like you don't really have anywhere to go or any reason to go. I'm like, hey man, my truck just got stolen. It's like, you could still run the register. I'm like, violated. I was violated. I did hate that guy. The guy that I worked for did not care for him at all. His name was Brad. He was a little short, red-haired fuck. Okay, he did have a cool S10. He had an S10. It was rusted out. It was a four-wheel drive. Every time I saw it, I was like, "You'll sell it?" No, he ain't selling shit. Okay, especially not to me. He didn't like me. I didn't like him. I I didn't like him. He wasn't a cool guy. He acted like he was a cool guy. He was a little fucking fuckhead. Oh, you run the fucking rush hour gas station? You think you're fucking hot shit? I run 3 of these fucking stations. You run a gas station, you fucking creep. You're fucking weird, dude. Get out of here. Now I worked at the gas station, but I probably was a creep too, but uh it was just it was I was making little money there. And I was also getting wiped out every night because I was partying a lot back then. I was going to a lot of bonfires, getting hammered drunk after the night shift, staying up, opening up the store the next morning. It was a good time. I really cherish those days. And then it was my buddy Tyler, my Florida boy buddy, that got me out of there. He's like, "Hey man, quit working at a gas station and do something better." And I did. I went and I worked at the lumber yard, and that was a good time. I mean, the lumber yard was always a good place to be. Until it wasn't, but it was a good time. Everywhere's got a really good era. And I feel like I was there for a lot of the good era. And that's where I met my buddy Luke. So that's awesome. Um, but yeah, the gas station. I don't know. I just wish I didn't have. Sometimes I wish I didn't have so much responsibility and I could go work a little shitty job that doesn't matter like that. I mean, it does matter, but it was like there was so little responsibility that I overachieved. I was keeping the coffee hot and fresh, keeping the floors clean, the bathrooms wiped down, shelves stocked and faced, sweeping up the cigarette butts out front, wiping down the fucking gas pumps. I knew I had a database of customers. I knew what they were coming in, and I could almost always guess what the fuck they were going to get. One guy would come in, he had the big 7-Eleven big gulp cup, and he would fill that. He would run our ice machine. We had one ice machine. He would always run it the fuck out. He'd fill it up full of fucking ice and then Pepsi. And then I charged him like I think it was he always had a pocket full of change, and he just dropped 3 or 4 coins. I don't know what they were, but I was like, yeah, it's good for me. Get on out of here, bud. See you after lunch. Not after lunch. Just have a good lunch. Maybe that's what I said. Hot dogs. I would go over there and make sure the hot dogs. I didn't have any sticklers. The hot dogs that don't roll no more. Chuck 'em. Chuck 'em. Get the fuck out of here. Nobody's gonna grab the hot dog that ain't rolling. Okay. Nobody grabbing the hot dog that's just been burned in 4 spots that's been sitting there for hours. Okay, nobody's buying that hot dog. Everybody wants a rolling hot dog, a hot dog that rolls. We also have taquitos, and I ate a lot of taquitos and slushies. I ate a lot of slushies. I liked mixing the blue Powerade with the blue raspberry slushy. Makes your piss green and your shit. Piss and shit was both the same green color. I almost got it to a dark forest green. It started out light, like a lime green, but the more you drank, the darker it got. And I didn't know anything. I was like, whatever, man. This is cool. I like being a little bit different, a little bit. Hey, what's so special about you? I have green pea. I think it's cool. Want to see? I'll even show you one of my turds. You got to look at it fresh though, because once it falls out, it's got like this green aurora coming around it, and then you wipe, and you're like, man, I can't believe I'm flushing that thing down. That thing's some scientific shit going on down there. Uh, but anyways, I mean, I took a lot of pride in that job. Clean uniform, unless I was opening after a long night, I would smell like a campfire and throw up and uh, some old beer. Uh, yeah, it was a wild ride there. But yeah, I mean, I just had a lot of good customers. I had a guy that bought Red Seal all the time, and I would always have. He'd walk. I would see his. It was a Nissan Frontier, and he'd roll up, and I could tell it was him. He was a nurse man. It was weird, but hey, that's all right. Nurse man would roll up, and I would go grab his Red Seal and have it sitting on the counter for him. So he'd walk up, and I'd be, boop. I got me and him was almost friends. But I loved that. I think I loved that because that's what I want. I was treating people the way I wanted to be treated. But I wasn't a regular anywhere. Nobody knew who the fuck I was. I didn't walk into a place and people do what the fuck I wanted and would just have it out and ready to go. I was treating people the way I wanted to get treated. I would never got treated like that, okay? But I'd like to. That'd be cool. It'd be nice. I know that I made those people's the people that I knew, I made their day brighter. They're like, man, I love going up to the gas station. That guy, he knows I'm snapping my fingers. He knows what the fuck he's doing. Okay? I roll up in the parking lot and he's over there just waiting like a puppy, waiting to give me what I want, a puppy with a dead bird. He's like, here, I got this for you. Do you want it? And they always did. Yeah, there were some talls out there too. There were two people, it was a man and a woman. They were husband and wife, or maybe brother and sister. I don't know, but they were tall as fuck. They were so fucking tall. They were over 7 foot tall. I'm telling you, they had to duck in. They had to duck in the door. At convenience stores, they have a little measuring stick when you walk in, and that's so when the cops are looking for whoever stole the fucking case of beer, they can tell how tall they are. These people were above that, okay? I don't know what it went to, but they were above that. They had to duck in the door. And they would come in, and I saw even other customers, other employees, they would all comment on how tall they were all the fucking time. I had one guy, he's like, man, you guys should get yourself a GMC. And he's like, why? No, I don't know. I got a fucking call from some fucking guy. He's like, is Christopher there? Hey, fuck off. This ain't Christopher's number. Okay, never was. Never gonna be. Okay, this is my number. Leave me alone. This fucking tow truck is in my fucking way. Anyways, there were the talls. We'd have customers talking about it. One guy was like, you guys should get a GMC. And he's like, why? He's like, for leg room. And they just looked down at him. They were just like, all right. Now, if I knew what I knew now, I would have suggested a Chevy Cruze. Weird, I know, right? But usually I have the seat all the way in the rear position of most vehicles I drive. The Chevy Cruze, I had it on fucking level 6 out of 10. Okay, that motherfucker would slide back. Tell you what. Now their feet were way too big; they'd be hitting all 3 pedals at the same time. But I never commented once on their height or anything. People that are that tall, they look a little weird. Didn't comment or do anything like that. I was just a good guy, and I was like, I think they appreciate this. I think they like to be able to come into a store. They're a regular. I know who they are. I know what they're going to buy, and I'm not going to fucking suggest them a GMC because you're super tall. You need a GMC. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? First off, you should get a GMC. You don't know shit about cars. You don't know a fucking thing about cars. Why wouldn't you say Chevy? What the fuck is a GMC? Why would you? They don't know a fucking thing about cars. You shouldn't be suggesting cars to a person that you don't know fucking cars, okay? And plus, you're just embarrassing yourself. You should get a GMC because they have leg room. The fuck? Get the fuck out of here, Fred. You stupid motherfucker. I never liked that customer anyways. Get the fuck out of here, Fred. We had other people that worked with us, and they're like, they would come in, and first couple times they'd come in, they'd be like, holy shit, look. I'm like, they can hear you. They have giant ears. They can hear you. They know what the fuck you're saying. They get it everywhere they go. I don't want them to get it here. This is my store. We're not gonna give them. Oh shit! Look how tall that fucking guy is. We're not. That's not happening at my store. Okay, my store. You're gonna come in, and unless there was a couple of girls that would come. We were near a lake, so girls would come in bikinis, and I would try my best to not try to be respectful. But hey, you're in a bikini in a gas station. You're looking for attention. These people are just tall. They can't be short. They can't be regular. Okay? They want to be regular where they go. Girls in bikinis, they, I want guys to look at my titties. And my boss was like, you should wear a shirt next time. She was a nice lady, but she was, you should wear a shirt in here next time. I'll serve you this time, but next time you got to have a shirt on. I'm like, get out of here, Linda. Linda, get the fuck away. I know what I'm doing. Linda, don't scare off the bikini chicks. Okay? So, anyways, I liked working at the gas station. It was a good time. What is going on here? There's not traffic on this road. There's just four fuckers that don't know how to drive. I'm gonna speed up, Jeep. Don't worry. I'm gonna speed up, and you can get behind me. You're going slow as fuck. This guy's going even slower. He was in the fast lane. Now he cut off the Jeep, and now I'm going around both of them. Uh, where else did I work that I liked? Worked for a steel company for a little bit. Worked for a old folks home. I served soup and I washed dishes. Didn't work there for very long. I worked at a diner. Where I popped kettle corn. What else did I do? I worked for one cool job I had. It was with an ex girlfriend's grandmother. We were doing estate auctions or estate sales. And that was a very interesting job. I don't know what was going on with me. I didn't have a job at the time, or I did have a job, but it wasn't a very good job. And then her grandma, she liked me, or maybe it was her mom. I don't know. I don't know how I got hooked up over there, but they're like, "Oh yeah, come over here and work for us, and you can work the estate auction. We need some big muscles to help pick up these old fucking relics and move them around." So I would do that, and we would basically, somebody would die, most likely, most of the time, or go to an old folks home. You never know. Oh well, you do know, but I didn't know. And then there's just a house full of shit, but good shit, cool shit. A lot of jewelry and stuff. Not really into all that. Coins and stuff. I guess I could have been into that, but I really wasn't. I was into like tools and stuff, and there a lot of these old homes had a lot of tools and stuff. So they're like, you're gonna go down into the garage or the barn or the shed or wherever the fuck the tools are, and you're gonna go through everything. You're gonna check things to see if they work. You're gonna look for parts and pieces, try to get things put together. Just kind of organize stuff, and then you're gonna price it. And if you find anything interesting, bring it up to the ladies. They're a bunch of old ladies. Bring it up to the ladies, and they'll help you figure out what the fuck anything is. And I would bring them up like cigar boxes and stuff. And I'm like, look at this fucking thing. They're like, it's trash. I'm like, okay. I never found anything of value, really. But it was kind of cool. And I don't know. I would price things reasonably. I'm like, listen, somebody's going to come in here in a piece of shit air compressor that's got, a shoestring for a belt, and it's, the cord's all frayed up. $15. I mean, it's not a crazy price. trying to, you want to sell the shit, right? You know, like who gives a fuck? You want to sell the shit. You got to price it at decent. You know, that's one thing I kind of enjoyed doing that because they would actually listen to me, but they would be pricing fucking necklaces at like $75, $1,000. I'm like, what the fuck? Nobody's coming here with $75 to buy a necklace. Okay, you want to sell the shit, sell the shit. I mean, unless it's like super duper rare, but every fucking necklace in this house is not going to be worth $200. Okay, you need to have a dollar pile. But also, I wasn't in charge of the necklaces and shit. I was in charge of tools. I got a lot of cool shit and some clothing. There's got a lot of like clothing, like these old people would buy for their grandkids or whatever. Then they'd never come see them. So I would go through all the clothes and stuff, and I was also kind of poor. Uh, but yeah, I got a lot of tools and stuff. That was kind of cool. And I bring up air compressor because I still have an air compressor, a little green air compressor that I priced and then bought at the estate auction or estate sale. That I did. I was like, oh look, air compressor, like that's cool. But we did a lot of shit, and it was, you know, it was kind of fun. But I was working with my girlfriend's grandma, and then we broke up, and I still worked with her for a little bit, and then I eventually was like, yeah, I don't want to work here anymore. This is kind of weird. Uh, I just every time I think of working at the estate sale, I just taste Subway sandwiches with the Baja Chipotle sauce, not the new sauce they got now. It's the old sauce. I just taste those sandwiches. Everybody always got everybody Subway sandwiches for that job. But that was a good time for a little bit. Where else did I work? Uh, Worked at a grocery store. I didn't enjoy that very much. And then all my jobs after that were kind of more real jobs. Worked at I worked at a chemical company with my buddy Tyler and another buddy. I can't remember who else. Maybe it was just Tyler. But we worked at this chemical plant, and it was a weird place to work. We were temps, and I wasn't even sure what the fuck was going on. He had came over to my house because the company was right around the street, right around the corner from my house, and he showed up. He's like, you don't have a job? He's like, do you want a job? I'm like, I don't know, I guess. And then he just took me out of my house and drove me down the road, and then I just started working at this place. I'm like, I work here? Like, what am I doing? And I just kind of watched everybody else and did what they did, and I guess I did receive money. So I guess I did work there. It was kind of weird going there. And then one day, I don't know what happened. I think I overslept one day, and then I called in there and I said, "Hey, I'm so sorry, I overslept." And they were like really mad at me. So I showed up over there, and they're like, "Oh, ask Bill or Billy or something like that, Bob. Ask Bob if there's anything you could do." And I went over to Bob's area, and he was super upset with me, and he's like, "Get the fuck out of here." And I left, and then I talked to my buddy Tyler, and he's like, "Oh yeah, the temp job is over now." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm guessing I didn't make the cut for like full time." And he's like, "No, neither did I." And he was a good employee. I was a good employee, but we were both good employees. But yeah, I don't know. It was a weird I don't know how I got hired, and I don't know if I was fired or the temp service was. I don't know what happened. I don't know. It was just a weird time. I just showed up at this place. They gave me money. I did a little bit of stuff, and then they kicked me out and then quit giving me money. Uh, but there's a deaf guy that worked there. That guy was a hoot. He was a good guy. I watched him overflow a tank. I don't know what was in the tank. It was we sold like petroleum stabilizer product or some. I don't know what the fuck it was. Uh, I knew what it was back then, but I don't remember what the fuck it is now. But he was filling up one of these giant vats, and he's over there just working at the workbench, and I'm filling up a tote, and I look over and I hear like water rushing. I look over and this giant vat, it's completely even on the top, so it doesn't just spill off one side. It's spilling off all the sides. Shit's going fucking everywhere, and I'm like, yeah, I'm holding a hose, like I can't really stop what I'm doing, and I'm trying to get the hose to stay in the tote so I can run over there and say, because I don't know how to shut anything off. I'll go over there and be like, hey, fucking deaf guy, like your fucking shit's overflowing. And yeah, I don't know. I could probably could have said that a little bit better, but it was just a funny fucking. I was like, he's like, you know how deaf guys sound. He just freaked the fuck out. And I finished filling my tote. I don't know what. There was another one that had like a little bit of some sort of acidic component to it, and this big fat guy. He was real dumb. He was like, you ever watch Parks and Rec? And there's that Jerry, I think his name is. I don't know, the fat guy that they make fun of all the time. That was this guy. Uh, we had these stands that you would put a tote up on the stand so it would gravity feed down. And hold on. I need to make sure I'm actually recording real quick because I don't. All right, we're good. It was a tote on this stand, and this fucking guy, his name might have been Jerry, I don't remember, but he just opens up the valve right into his face. I'm like, what the fuck? And I don't know, that was probably one of the most major things that went wrong at this place, but during the time I was there at least, fucking Jerry just opened a tote of acid right into his face. Dumbass. Like, what the fuck are you doing? I don't know. He just opened up the cap, ripped off the seal, and then opened the valve, and it just blew right into his face. It's like, what the fuck? Were you trying to get out of work? What are you doing, man? Most of my time there was spent folding boxes. Didn't like that. Folding boxes, and I would try to get, because it was an assembly line, and there was these bottles, and we had a label machine. It would label them. We had another thing that would print like a date code or something on it, and then there was a cap, or well, filling machine, and then a seal, and then a cap. And I would always try to get in there, and because I would watch the assembly line as it's going, and I would see something going a little bit wrong or something, and I'd go over there and make small adjustments to the cap thing or the label. I'm like, some of these labels are getting on there a little bit wrong or something. So I try to adjust it, and this fucking guy would always come up to me. He's like, "Hey, quit touching the fucking thing." I'm like, "All right, well, it's fucking making the labels wrong," and he'd fuck with it. It would make a couple labels good, and then it would fuck up again, and he'd walk off, and I'd go back over there and fuck with it some more. And I don't know. It's just people, nobody had trust in me. But I was like, hey, I can get into this if I could be one of these assembly line tuners or whatever you want to call it. I could just tune the machine so the labels go on straight, and even. And the caps don't get too tight and the heat seal doesn't heat too much. I could have got into that, but nobody wanted to let me do that. Whatever, I'm fine. I just passed that tow truck again. That tow truck, I don't know what the fuck that tow truck is doing, man. He like rides up on people's asses that are going slow, and then he stays behind them. And then I'm behind him, and I'm not going to slow down, so I go around him and look at him. There's a logging truck, and he's just right on the ass of the logging truck driving. And it's like, wait, go around. He'll eventually go around, and then he'll punch it and catch up to me again. That, whatever. So that's a cool job, I guess. The steel yard is where I got my first forklift experience. That was interesting. I had a little forklift and a big ass forklift. We didn't have anything in between. Well, no, we did. We had a heister. I was like, what the fuck? It's called a heister. But I mean, I know now. I'm the best forklift operator in the world. I mean, at least in Missouri or Kansas combined. I mean, I'm the best forklift operator this side of the Mississippi. And that goes all the way around to the other side of the world and back up to the other side of Mississippi. I'm the best forklift operator there ever is. I'm really fucking good at running a forklift, just so you guys know. But anyways, that was my first experience with the forklift, and the heister was cool because it had like 5 stages. It was a fucking tall boy. Sometimes I would raise it all the way up as far as it would go and just drive around. You know, it's amazing I didn't flip the motherfucker, you know, because now I'd be like, Jesus Christ, don't do that. But I would do that all the fucking time. I'd just raise the mast as far as it would go and then just drive around like a giant fucking lightning rod just driving around. But we had a big-ass forklift. Gigantic. I mean, it was wider. It was probably 10 foot wide. I mean, you'd have to put, it was a wide load. If you were going to haul this thing around, you'd have to disassemble the whole motherfucker, and it wouldn't fit on it. It'd fit on a trailer, but you'd have wide load signs on it because it was tall as fuck. It had bigger wheels and tires than my semi here. I mean, that's not saying much, but they were like big tires. It was a big fucking forklift. We would pick up 100-foot beams and shit with it. But yeah, it was a good time. That was probably the first company I worked for that actually gave me. They actually put a little bit of trust in me. They lost all that trust whenever the fucking meth head that they hired, they stuck with me, ran the giant forklift. He said, I'm going to go park it. And there was a building with a bunch of tools in it that didn't belong to us. And he ran the forklift into the toolbox through the back of the building. Oh, the fucking throttle got stuck. I don't know what the fuck he said, but I got fired over it. They're like, you were in charge. We got to let you go. I'm like, do you want to watch the tapes? Like, why? They're like, well, you were supposed to be I don't know what they said, but I'm going to make it up as I'm going right now. You were supposed to be the one to park the forklift, and you're the one in charge, because they made me manager. I think I was 18, 19. They made me manager. Like, and then I don't know, they just fired me and kept the fucking crackhead. I was like, I don't know how this works. They're like, yeah, it's not working out. You got to go. I'm like, what the fuck? What do you mean? Yeah, I was in charge, but I mean, I'm not the one that ran the forklift through the fucking building. I know how to fucking hit the brakes. Anyways, I'm rambling on a bunch. I'm going to go ahead and end this episode. Keep all 18 down. Adios. We'll talk to you later.